Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Code Realized, Guardian of Rebirth. And we are exactly where we left off, which was literally like 30 seconds ago for me. Not really, it was probably, 30 and 60 seconds ago. Less than a minute ago for me, and like a day for you. So I think we're going to do Victor. That was my first instinct. Even though we could go on the Van Helsing path and keep going down his route, I feel like... Victor was our original first. Lupin is really the path I want to go down, but he's going to be probably that last. He's probably going to be the last one we do. So we're going to go, and we'll have Victor teach us. So then I'd like to go with Victor. Me? Very well. Although I feel like I've already taught you most of what I know that would be useful in battle. It's just fun listening to you. Even if it doesn't help in a fight, I still want to hear more. Well, that's an honor. And I'm sure this would be different, so... I think if we don't get... I'll have to look up after this and see, like, after we play through, like, the good path, bad path, like, whatever, and we'll go through and see so we can see, like, everything. You know how I play these games. I know exactly how you feel. He's been helping devise equipment for me, and he has a truly amazing mind. True. I've learned a great deal from him regarding manufacturing ammunition. I guess I could say the same, too. He gave me this awesome fuel the other day. I'm one step closer to the moon. It's good that you have everyone's trust. Of course, I deeply appreciate Dr. Frankenstein's assistance in the mansion. So stop it, guys. You're making me blush. He's so cute. I love him. He's adorable. I love them all. I really do. Honestly, no offense, Saint Germain and Impey haven't made much of an impact on me. Saint Germain is beautiful, but he's kind of just, like, aloof. And Impey's just way too, like, touchy-feely and just weirds me out a little, but I'm looking forward to learning from you. I get it. I'll do what I can. Victor's lessons are always held in the same place. He says that normally chemical experiments are performed indoors, but we have to go out to prevent my poison from building up. It's convenient to stay outside when handling dangerous chemicals anyway. Really, I think I've taught you everything that you need to learn from me. I've shown you how to use flash bombs and smoke screens. What about that exploding one you used before? Explosives are too dangerous and difficult to handle. We won't be going into them. And what if one explodes in your pocket? I see. What shall we do today then? Well, perhaps we can switch gears a little now. Why don't I tell you about the development of alchemy in Britain? That sounds boring. I wasn't actually thinking, I was actually thinking like, yeah, sure, let's do that. But I just like how it's like boring. Like, that's so rude. That's not a way to get in his pants. Like, let me teach you about alchemy. Oh my God, don't bore me. Like, no, you're going to be like, yeah, alchemy sounds awesome. Oh my God, I want to die. I honestly think it sounds interesting. Personally, that's what I was going to choose anyway. Boring. Especially because there's an exclamation point. That sounds interesting. Plus, look at how adorable he is with his freaking giant green eyes and his little moppy reddish brown hair. Strawberry-ish color. Anyway, really? Great. It's actually really good to know the history of things. Your father, Isaac, was also an authority on alchemy. It's not a bad thing to learn about in order to understand him better. Father. I look at Victor with a serious expression. Let's go to the beginning, with what alchemy is in the first place. Victor slowly begins to weave a story, and I listen to his peaceful voice. It would be interesting to hear the Japanese voices underneath, but I feel like if I click it too fast, it would go too fast. Alchemy has a very long history. It's said to have originated in the ancient Egyptian city of Alexandria, influenced by the philosophies of Greece's Aristotle. Philosophies. Good Lord. Alexandria influenced by the philosophies. Spacey can't speak properly. I know how to read. Aristotle. A philosopher. Philosopher. My brain was on philosophies, and I was like, philosopher? Yeah. Philosopher of ancient Greece. My God, I don't even know what it... I need to take a minute. I know how to read and I know how to say certain words, okay? I don't know how to speak Japanese and say Japanese names, but I know how to say philosophies and philosopher. Oh my god. Anyway. A philosopher of ancient Greece, he had great influence on modern philosophy and logic. His name means the greatest purpose in Greece. In Greek. Greece. Greek. That's just kind of fucking amazing that his parents were like, let's name our kid Aristotle. His name will be the greatest purpose and he'll do something good. And like, what if he was like, what if he just invented pot? Like, I mean, honestly, no matter what you do, having the name Aristotle is like, oh, well, no, I mean, the greatest purpose. So no matter what you do, you're like, well, I mean, it's like self-fulfilling prophecy then. Okay, hold on. Alexandria, an ancient Egyptian city. It's said to have prospered as the capital of the Ptolemaic. Is it Ptolemaic? It's yeah, because it's Ptolemy, right? Is with the P. Yeah, whatever. Dynasty, and I can't scroll. Oh, there we go. And is purported to have once had a population over 1 million. The original goal was to change an element's properties and was a dream of those seeking change. Oh, and it was a dream of those seeking to change base metals into gold. For a long time, those dreamers refined their research, and alchemy developed into a large institution in Arabia. To this day, no one has successfully been able to create gold or silver in this way. But alchemy has remained relevant for so long because the research led to other discoveries, like medicine or smelting. It was in the 12th century that alchemy arrived in Western Europe. It all started when a translator named Robert of Keaton translated an Arabic book of alchemy by Marinus Romanus into Latin. Stop with the Greek names! Tom Smith of... No. The rulers of Britain became extremely interested in the new study of alchemy. I kind of like how the background changed. Look at that. God, look at all the gears. So freaking cool. I mean, all the ones at the top, but I mean, I'm like literally distracted by the one on the right-hand side. Sorry. Of course, the main reason for this was greed due to the possible creation of gold. Can you imagine gold would be totally worthless? These enthusiasts had another goal. What do you think that was? I don't know. They sought an immortality elixir. The Philosopher's Stone is... Oh my god, Albus Dumbledore has it! I'm sorry. Nicholas Flamel. God, if they bring him up, that's going to be fucking awesome. Because I'm just like... Oh, anyway. Oh. Side note, pause. Side note. Not a Harry Potter side note. Okay, so... I was actually reading when I was trying to check... before the last part, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I was saying Arsene wrong, and I was like, because there's an accent mark, and duh, why am I dumb? So I was looking it up, right, and I found, okay, there's like a Wikipedia page about the character, Arsène Lupin, right? Obviously, he was a character created by an author, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, and that author, forget his name, wrote a story about Arsène Lupin and Sherlock Holmes, but Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was like, bitch, no, you don't use my character. So they changed the character's name to Sherlock Holmes. That's why in this game there's a Sherlock Holmes. It's because Arsène Lupin and Sherlock Holmes were created by the same author for the stories. I seriously thought the game developers were like, let's do Sherlock Holmes, but we can't call him Sherlock Holmes. We're going to call him Sherlock Holmes. But that's why. And then when the copyright expired, apparently, on all the Sherlock Holmes stuff, that's when actually the Sherlock Holmes Nemesis game from 2008 came out, and that was the game that I was originally playing, but I never finished it. I don't think I posted any of the parts. But, because, like, none of those really got watched, and, you know, if I'm going to do something that's not going to get watched, it's going to be these. So, there you go. And so that game, it was then Sherlock Holmes Nemesis, but it was Arsène Lupin, and that's where that came from, because actually there was a point where, I don't think it was even that, I think there was a point where Sherlock Holmes and Arsène Lupin, so the two authors kind of, like, I don't know if the copyright had expired or Arthur Conan Doyle was like, alright, kind of cool, you can use my character, and like, so they ended, or no, maybe it was just for that game. I think it was just that game. Now that I don't remember everything that I read. I read through it fast, and I was like, oh my god, mind boggled! All these things link! And I like it when that happens. It excites me. I'm sorry. Anyway. But that was just reminding me when I was thinking about Philosopher's Stone and Harry Potter and Nicholas Flamel, because there is a really good, it's not The Alchemist. Actually, it might be. That might be one of the books. There's actually a series of books about Nicholas Flamel. They're actually really good. I think The Alchemist is one of them. I think there's at least 3. I read a couple of them, but Nicholas Flamel is one of the characters, and it was just actually really cool after watching Harry Potter. You're like, oh my god, this is really cool. It's not, it's the same guy, but it's not. Like, it's just, I don't know, I like when things tie together. You know how I do things in my Sims series. I like all my Sims interlap and go into other games, and I just like tying things into pretty little weird knots. People can't figure them out. Anyway, the Philosopher's Stone is said to create perfect matter and generate a new spirit. Philosopher's Stone, a miraculous object that is known as complete matter. It is said to be able to make all things into reality, and is currently held by Albus Dumbledore in the Chamber of Secrets. Wait, no, it wasn't in the Chamber of Secrets, was it? Yes. Was it in the... No. Yes? Chamber of Secrets? No. No, not in the Chamber of Secrets. No, that's the second one. I'm getting my Harry Potters mixed up. Where did he actually hide the Philosopher's Stone, the Sorcerer's Stone? Where did he hide it? Aside from, it was in the mirror and it was actually in Harry's pocket, but they hid it. Where the hell did they hide it? Just in some weird-ass room? Forget now. It was in obviously they had to go through the dog, and they had to go through the thing, the plant that was going to eat them, and blah, 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 and then they had to fly the broomstick and play the chess game, and then it was just in a fucking room? Weird. That should have been in the Chamber of Secrets, but anyway. See, because it's a secret. They put it in a chamber where they hide secret. Anyway, that's enough analyzing Harry Potter. This material, also known as Arcana, is said to be able to make people immortal. Oh my god, is he searching for Nicholas Flamel? Oh my god. He's not in here as far as I know, but... Alchemy spread like wildfire in Britain, and its practice changed with the times. The scientific method was added to the archaic, superstitious way of thinking. Modern medicine creation falls under the definition of alchemy, and we can create matter with new properties. In this regard, a handful of people see alchemy as a branch of chemistry. The famous Isaac Newton researched alchemy and greatly contributed to our understanding of modern-day science. I wonder what would happen if you told him it was boring. It's probably a bad path. Alright then, so how exactly did the work of Isaac Beckford influence the work of alchemy? Oh wait, is that supposed to be me? I don't really know who's saying what. I think that's supposed to be me, but anyway. What he did was take the ancient, secret, mystic techniques of alchemy and implement them as what we now call modern alchemy. He extracted truth from the mysticism, which was seen as unscientific, and merged it with modern scientific logic. And as a result, many different kinds of chemicals and matter were brought into the world. Do you remember that extremely hard metal I showed you a while ago? Titanium was one of the fruits of his studies. Isaac discovered the element, after which it became possible for alchemists to refine it into a highly purified state. Apparently, alchemists holding his way of thought even started to revisit the old texts regarding the Philosopher's Stone. One theory goes so far as to say that Isaac succeeded in creating the Philosopher's Stone before his disappearance. With this sort of background, even after Isaac was out of the picture, in Britain under the rule of Queen Victoria, the study of alchemy became one of the nation's major research fields. And that's what we have in our chest is the Philosopher's Stone. Oh my god! This is so Harry Potter. Just kidding. Victor pauses and looks over at me. Noticing his gaze, I bring my mind back to the present from the world of alchemy and look back at him. What's the matter, Victor? Here's what I think, Spacey. The horologium cannot be a naturally occurring mineral. From all appearances, the horologium you carry was created by artificial means. Perhaps that gem was created by Isaac using alchemy. I have to sneeze. The horologium... I unconsciously raised my hand to my chest. Then do you think that Father created it and implanted it in me? I mean, we kind of know that. I don't know exactly. You said this gem acts as my heart. Then maybe Father I'm thinking it's supposed to be place this inside me out of love. So that I could live. I can't really say at this point. Victor? Why do you look so sad? I'm not sad. He is sad. Oh, he's sad because he's thinking you have no heart, Spacey, and you're gonna die and we all love you. Oh! Anyway, Victor smiles, but I can't help but feel that there's still melancholy behind it. Half the day goes by. Before we know it, it's sunset. Victor suggests we head back, and I agree. We stand up and begin walking back. Thank you, Victor. That was lovely. You're welcome. I had fun too, thanks to you. It's a relief to hear that. Shall we go? Oh, and let's keep it a secret that we didn't do any training today. Right, it's just between us. We make this agreement just as we reach the mansion. Oh my god, my neck hurts. I love this game so much, I could just play this all day. Lord, bless this meal which we are about to receive. Please forgive us as this meal is consumed for us sinners, body and mind. Sinners is. Let's eat. Stop praying, goddammit, it makes me feel weird. Breakfast begins with the Count praying, as it does every morning. Lupin, Van Helsing, Victor, Impey, and Saint Germain. And me. And Cece. These meals, with 6 human faces and 1 canine face, have become familiar to me. This salad is really good. For breakfast? It's fucking weird. I know, right? I made a new dressing to go with it. I was trembling with emotion when I first tasted it. I think I say this every time we eat, but I still can't believe someone as crude as you manages to create such delicate tastes. Why do you always have to attach an insult to a compliment? Do you have some kind of mental disorder or something? Ah, Impey. Everyone speaking with you is compelled to add just a soupcon of cynicism to their words. Soup can of cynicism. I don't know. Stop speaking French! Spacey doesn't know any words. I see. So it's my fault people talk to me that way? That's what I thought. You too, Count St. G? What's that supposed to mean? Keep this up and I'm not cooking anymore. You're all so funny. You're so funny. Oh. What's the matter? Did you see that? I most certainly did. She wasn't shy about it. How could I miss it? Oh, look at him. He's looking at us all dastardly. It's sexy. Stop looking at us with that sexy glare. What's going on? Spacey, everyone, including myself, is surprised to see you laughing as if you're enjoying yourself. I was laughing? Oh, yes. Tittering like a schoolgirl. You have a very nice smile, you know. Nice! Your cuteness comes out even more when you smile. All hail the future Mrs. Barbicane. Oh, for fuck's sake. Why? Okay, I can't be like, how does anyone enjoy that? Anyone enjoy that, like, obvious, like, over the top, like, yeah, you're gonna be my baby, yeah. But yeah, meanwhile, this guy over here is like, yeah, whatever, you're like a monster, and like, fuck you, and I'm like, I love you so much! Oh, we all have our weird, okay? It's just, alright. Don't force a marriage on her, dolt. It's been a while since I've really laughed. It's the first time we've seen it. Yes, I was somewhat concerned that perhaps you were incapable of laughing at all. I mean, I'm worried about you, too. Don't get me wrong. What? You're always acting like you don't care about her, but you were concerned about her after all. Quiet. I said somewhat. We've been training for some time now. It's natural to form some attachment. Oh my god, he loves me. Van Helsing, you're more complex than I thought. Maybe you're just pure, I guess. Shut your mouth, Impey. The next time you insult me, you're done. Whatever, if you make fun of me again, you're not getting any more food. Oh, both of you. You can be as lively as you want, but don't spill the food. Those two are always fighting. Whoa, Spacey! Get off the table! Perhaps he is excited as well to see her smile. This needs to become some sort of annual holiday. Oh my god, I think my smile made this meal more lively than usual. You guys, it's embarrassing if you all make a big fuss over it. You made them so happy they couldn't help but cause an uproar. They were able to see someone they care about smile. Really? Yes, of course. Please continue to show us that smile of yours. Oh my god, they all love me. I'm sure it'll happen again when I'm having so much fun with all of you. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna not even. Damn. At this, everyone else looks around and smiles too. They're all like, all of us together? That's an orgy. That's just, wow, okay. We talk for a while then. By the way, Spacey, how's your training? Is it going well? Lupin looks serious. Not as well as I'd like. The more I train, the more I see parts of me that need improvement. That's good. It's proof you're growing. Yes, I'm astonished by how quickly you pick things up. And your physical abilities. Having some confidence won't hurt you. Are you sure? That's good to hear. Yeah, have more faith in yourself. I guarantee you're doing just fine. Everyone's words make me genuinely happy, and I nod to everyone in return. So you're at the point where everyone acknowledges your skills. This might be a good time then. Lupin looks around and grins. Gentlemen and lady, this gentleman thief, Arsène Lupin, has some amazing information to share with you. It's time for us to act. We fall silent at Lupin's words, waiting to hear what he says next. And he says something that none of us could expect. The end! I'm just kidding. Yay! I earned a trophy! Chapter 4, Train Robbery. Oh! We're on a train going somewhere. That's how this whole thing starts. In the start, it's like just a girl on a train. And I'm like, how are we a girl on a train? We've never even gone on a train. We're going on a train! Choo-choo. Choo-choo, motherfuckers. We're going to kidnap Twilight's leader. For a moment, we are awestruck by what Lupin has just said. Sorry, I believe I misheard you. Could you say that one more time? We are going to capture the highest-ranking member of Twilight, Britain's intelligence agency. Hold on just a second. That's a pretty bold claim you just made. Are you for real? We've made plenty of precautions and countermeasures, but I'm not optimistic enough to think we can hide here forever. A protracted battle puts us at a disadvantage. We need to take a decisive action. That action will be kidnapping. Lupin nods with determination. The head of Twilight would be a central figure for many different plans. The most effective way for us to gain some ground on all the unknowns is to ask the one responsible directly. Key figure in all of us achieving our individual goals. You believe that the leader of Twilight is this very person? Lupin quietly nods. I see. That's why you have decided on capturing this person. Saint Germain says this as casually as asking for a glass of water. Lupin nods. But, wait. If we're going to capture this person, then you must have found some information about him. Finis. It's probably Finis. This person is the head of an entire nation's intelligence agency. Lupin, how did you even come across this information? Who do you think you're speaking to? I'm the greatest thief, Arsène Lupin. Treasure or knowledge, it's all the same. You stole information about Twilight. From where? Oh, that. While I was walking through the city a while back, I sensed that someone highly trained was following me. I figured that it was probably a Twilight agent, and after I lost my tail, I decided to turn things around and hunted him down. After that, I just put on his stuffy uniform and went around asking other agents. Good work today, by the way. I see. So you gathered information using your usual tactic of disguise. It's quite impressive that you were able to go unnoticed within the walls of a first-class intelligence organization. Not so intelligent, huh? There is no one who compares to you when it comes to outsmarting people. It's not just impressive, it's scary. Lady Luck had a hand in it, but a good thief always turns a lucky break into an opportunity. From there, I just ran around trying to get proof of what I'd found. Last night, I finally knew for sure. You are aware that Twilight is the most elite agency in the country, right? Not only did you catch them, you countered? It's nothing to be surprised about. I've always had talent, and I received an excellent education. Education? Like a thief academy? Perhaps he meant something similar to the training I myself was undergoing. And where will this Twilight leader be appearing? I take a breath in anticipation. Something about Van Helsing's expression gives me chills when our eyes meet. Oh, hi. What's up, sexy? Oh, wrong kind of chills. Okay. You look pretty scary right now. That person you've said that you're after. Does whoever you're pursuing have something to do with this? There's no need for you to know. The air is tense and my chest is tight. The dining room falls silent for a while, and the Count is the first to speak. And where is your target going to appear? I'm sure the difficulty of this plan will be affected by the location of this heist. A train. What's a train? Oh my god. That's true, we forgot everything. We only know 2 years worth of Hiding in the Mansion, but we didn't read any books about trains. Come on, we didn't even read Harry Potter in those 2 fucking years. Jesus. You can't tell me Harry Potter doesn't exist in this universe, because fuck that shit. Everyone looks at me in surprise. Is this something I should know about? I mean, they taught us how to fight. They're teaching us about alchemy, but nobody taught us about, like, trains and, like... How do we know how to go pee? How do we know how to eat? How do we know how to do anything? How do we know not to just poop where we're sitting? Like, oh, I just gotta take a shit. Oh, I just pooped like a dog. Like, how do we know? How are we even potty trained, for fuck's sake? Like, I mean, okay, I guess our basic human knowledge was retained, even though our memories of, like, look, I know how to people, but that's about it. But who's to say if you woke up and you totally had amnesia that you would know how to do basic things that you learned? You can't remember anything. So, right? That's weird. Not like, I can't remember the last 2 years. I can't remember anything before 2 years ago. So what happened in those 2 years? You learned how to be a person again? You like how to walk and how to talk and like how to read? How did you not forget all that? It's confusing. But again, I guess we knew how to people. We just didn't know all the details of what a people was. But anyway. I feel a bit embarrassed as I ask. You don't know what a steam locomotive is? It's like a big iron horse that eats coal. That is not a good description. Steam locomotive. These massive machines use a steam engine to travel along rails. According to Impey, they are like steel horses that feed on coal. An iron horse? Perhaps it's something like an automobile. This seems like the sort of thing it would be easier to show than explain. If we're going to execute Lupin's plan, she'll be seeing one soon, whether she likes it or not. Lupin nods and continues. Our target is supposed to be boarding from nearby Waterloo to inspect a military factory in the northern region. Waterloo Station. In reality, a major station in London with many terminals servicing the southwestern regions. Within our story, it is where the protagonist first sees a steam train. I know I was scrolling, but luckily I remembered how to read. The information I've obtained regards his personal guards during the inspection. I'll share the details with you later. Did you steal any actual documents? Of course not. If they realized I'd stolen anything, they would change the security. I memorized the main points. They'll be least likely to suspect us when the train is in motion. We'll hide on the train and whisk the target off his feet. I'm gonna guess Finis is probably the leader of Twilight, because Finis was mentioned by Lionheart in the very beginning, and Finis is actually a girl because we kind of see her in the beginning, you know, in the intro when they show Sherlock Holmes and 2 other characters in Finis. So, Unless she's one of the guards. I don't know. Did it ever occur to you this plan might be a little too bold? I agree with Victor. Lupin had repeatedly told me in my training that you should never commit to a battle that you aren't sure you can win. I think it sounds like fun. If this is the plan you're really going to execute, I will help in any way I can. For fun? Although you say their guard will be down, we are up against great odds. I feel that our chances of victory are slim. And he's like, this sounds like fun. Whatever, we're going to go to jail. How in the world are we going to steal someone off a moving train? Are we just going to dive off a speeding locomotive? Don't worry, I have an idea. We should split into two groups. The first will create a distraction on the train, while the second makes the capture. And if we use the railroad, there's a way to escape with the target by using the branching lines on the railway. Arsene, your plan is to steal the entire train car itself, is it not? The entire train car. Bold idea. This is getting more and more interesting by the minute. I love him because Victor's over here like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh, this is greatly exciting. I'm so good. Oh, so exciting. Yes, yes, very much. Oh, I didn't think you'd figure it out. Basically, yes, it's exactly what Van Helsing said. Once we have the target, it's a piece of cake. We'll have an automobile waiting by the railroad and hop in for a getaway. It's not that it isn't dangerous, but there is definitely a chance we can win. What do you think? Are you guys in? I do think it's a little hasty. I say it's worth the danger. I'll lend you a hand. I'm against it. The risk is too big. I'm fine either way. I'll go with whatever you decide. You're going to help, Count? Yes, of course. How rare is it for us to have the opportunity to enjoy an outing together? Count, I don't think this is a very accurate description of the situation. I fucking love this game. I love it. I love their discussions. He's like, Count, no, that's not. And he's like, oh, joyous, this will be fun. Mr. Bimble and my finger will love it. I'm just, if you know that that's from Muppet Treasure Island, I love you, by the way. But, like, you know what I mean? He's over there, like, being so fucking daft. He's like, oh, joyous, this will be great. And Victor's like, dude, that's not. We're gonna die. Oh, fun. No, we're all dead. This is amazing. I love it. This is probably a plan. This is a good plan that solves several of our problems at once. Spacey, what do you think? Oh God, am I gonna have to make a decision? Me, I can't decide. I'm sorry, I can't really decide. There's no need for apologies. The optimal solution does not always lie in forcing yourself to make a decision. I mean, I really can't. I don't know what to say. I see. I guess it's a bit of a rush, but it definitely is an opportunity for us. Worst case scenario, I'll only take along those who want to come with me. No, you can't. This involves me, so I can't not be a part of it. Then everyone's willing to give this a shot. We all nod in determination, agreeing with Lupin's sentiment. I have a feeling that maybe if you say yes, that gives you more bonus points with Lupin. But I don't think we have a shot with him right now. So you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know how this is going to play out. Like I said, I'm doing the best I can here with not having a guide. I won't let you down. I promise. Oh my God, are you going to wear your fucking thief suit? Because that's hot as shit. Not that this isn't hot, but that's also super hot with the top hat and the mask and the cape and the sexiness. Oh my God, I can't. I'd like to get into the details now, but there's one thing I want to say. To put our own lives first, right? Exactly. You're catching on quick. It was all you said in training. Lupin gives me a small bow. Spacey, we didn't skimp on your training. The best minds around helped you. Don't worry, it'll come in handy. I'll do my best. Is everyone alright with that? Since it seems we're all in this together, I'll do whatever I can to help. The question isn't whether you'll help, but whether or not you'll be in our way. It's time for all my secret devices to release their fire. Just leave it to me. That sounds dirty. Knowing him, it's royally broken. I'll be taking part in battle as well, though I pray that Impey's inventions do not literally go up in flames. I actually literally did his... I literally held my hand to my chest as I said his lines and looked around. That's right. St. G! How can you say that? Great. Our chances are much better with all of us taking part in the plan. With us all taking part in the plan. Allow me to explain the details now. Lupin spreads a map out on the table. We gather around it and take in the highly detailed notations all over it. Then, we begin to make plans. This is so fucking exciting. For the next few days, things are chaotic. Everyone has a lot of things to do, like checking the railroad paths, creating devices, and learning Twilight's defenses. We all spend all of our time preparing for our parts in the plan, as its execution takes place in only a few short days. Impey and Victor seem to have the most to do. Impey is creating a device to control the switches, and Victor's making chemicals. They've both been working day and night. As for me, I try to stay out of their way. There isn't much I can do compared to them, but I spend my time doing small tasks to aid them as best I can. The person after me, Twilight's leader, we will soon meet them, face to face. They are trying to set in motion a plan that could affect the entire world, starting by capturing me. I have a feeling it's Finis, because, and, you know, they purposely, it's weird, because they show you her in the beginning, but they kind of keep saying Finis, and then they kept saying the person, and they said, oh, well, he, but then they keep saying the person. Like, they never use they don't use any pronouns. So it's like, I feel like they're trying to disguise that this person is a she. I wonder what they need me for. There's so many things I want to know. I mean, technically it's right. If you know of a person, like, oh, the leader of Twilight, you should be like they and not he or she. But you know the natural way Americans speak is to be like, oh, he. Bitch, how do you know it's not she? Like, if you don't know, you're like, oh, yeah, they. But I feel like purposely in the game, they do things like this. Because, like, they know, like, as a normal person, you don't know. I don't know who the leader of Twilight, if it's a man or a woman. I have no idea who they are. It's like they. And, you know, then eventually they'll be like, oh, it's Bob Smith. And you're like, oh, okay, he. And then if Bob Smith is a she, you're like, oh, shit, I feel bad. You know, but in the games, I feel like even though they know whether it's Finis or not, they keep going with they, which, I mean, technically, you don't know someone's pronoun, so they is probably technically PC. But I feel like in the game they do that. Like, they would be like, oh, why is he chasing me, blah, 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 if the character was a male, but they're doing they because they want it to seem like they want you to question it. You know what I mean? Like, they don't want to say she. They don't want to say he because it might be, I have a feeling it's Finis. If it's not, I would be surprised. But I have a feeling it's her because Lionheart mentioned her in the very beginning, and there was really no other reason to have mentioned her. And then now we're like, they. So, I don't know. That's just my assumption here. But what reason do they have for chasing me? What about my father and the horologium? Why did I lose my memory? I prepare for our upcoming meeting, hoping that at least some of these mysteries will be solved. I think there was two people on the very beginning. One was Finis, and the other one it looked like a kid. He looked really young, and I think it was Delacroix. I think that was his name, or something like that. And then there's Herlock Sholmes and somebody else. There's 4 other characters that you can interact with, I guess. But I don't know I don't think they're romanceable characters. Maybe. Because I think Herlock Sholmes is romanceable in the second one. I don't know. I look up at the night sky and sigh. We act tonight on the very last train. It's about time to leave. Everyone is wrapping up their preparations. As of now, I haven't been given a clear role or action in the group's plans. Lupin says he'll decide what I should do once we're there. But because of this, I'm feeling somewhat anxious. Isn't there anything I can do to help? Everybody should be in the mansion now. Maybe I should go visit one of them. Oh, yeah, I want to. We're going to check on Victor because that's the path we're going. See, you can't check on Lupin. Lupin is the fucking Ukyo. He's that fucking he's that unicorn that we can't get to until we go through all the paths. And even though I want to lean toward Van Helsing because he's like my, like, hi. We're going with Victor because he's like he was technically after Lupin. I was like, okay, he's our next one. So, We're going to go with Victor because we can't do Lupin. And then I think what we'll do the next time is whoever you guys want to see, Van Helsing, Impey, or Saint Germain. Obviously, if we get the Victor path. I'm just making the assumption that's what I'm aiming for at this point, since we can't go down the Lupin path. I'm sure until we're done with everyone. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this part up here, and then we'll check on Victor in the next part. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.